Now, on your side of it, Sam came up with many good suggestions and you just blew them away.
Bill, I feel like there was a big B in front of the camera, but there was a more dangerous one behind it. It was Di was directing the shot, and literally every time she in front of the camera before I could even have time to say anything, and it was just she comes up with points for everything. Now, some of Sam's points, as you said, Bill, are quite good, but if you have a point for everything and you have Sam's personality stamped over everything, some of the good points are diluted.
But it doesn't matter if the idea is good, it doesn't matter what personality.
Bill, if you're listening to 5 ideas, an idea for everything that comes up...
But Steve, you ignored every single one of them.
You just didn't listen, you don't know. I'd imagine you don't even know what you were saying.
Bill, to be honest with you, I agree with some of the stuff I didn't listen to because my ears got blocked by that point. I had to stay focused on getting the shots done. But as far as the presentation was concerned, I'd had feedback before that people on the team were interrupting on previous presentations. We all agreed no interrupting. Even if somebody's wrong, Maria will then redirect it to somebody else if they think they haven't answered the question properly. That was the plan, and it wasn't stuck to.
You all should have made sure that when you're making the presentation, you just get it right. And you should have these two other guys backing you up on that. And I won't ask again where Breffny was. So now you have a decision to make. 2 people to come back with you into the boardroom. And who are they going to be?
Based on your comments and the comments from Meteor in relation to the pitch and the presentation and the conflict that was picked up on, I will be picking Sam and Steve.
Breffny, Geraldine, you're very lucky to be going off home. So off you go. And as for you 3, I want you back in here within the next 10 minutes, okay? So that was a quick one.
That was surprising that you didn't bring Breffny in. Very surprised you didn't bring him because he really didn't contribute a whole lot.
Obviously, 3 cats got together on stage and reincarnated themselves as Breffny. You know, he's more than 9 lives. There's a lot of failures all around that team.
They should have left the conflict outside the door,
yes.
Basically, between them.
It's going to be a tough one to find out.
Well, let's just see how they're going to fight for this. That's what it's about now.
OK. You can go in now.
Why isn't Breffny here?
You've told us that we've lost this particular task on the pitch and on the conflict that was felt by Samantha and Steve throughout the presentation. That's what lost us this task. That is the reason I brought Steve and Sam in, and not Breffny.
So why shouldn't I fire you?
You shouldn't fire me because I guarantee that I have learned from my mistakes today, and certainly you won't see anything like that from me again. I'm enthusiastic and positive, and I think it was a brave step for me to launch into project manager on this task, particularly because I didn't have the experience, but I did feel that I would be able to get the best from people.
But your people management skills were very badly let down, and that's something you should have known.
In relation to the issue with Sam and Steve, yes, I have to say.
Do you let that kind of thing go on in your career at the moment?
Absolutely not.
Why did you step back from them? Why did you let them go on the way they were?
OK, I didn't. As you said, the best thing I could have done was to bring both of them together or aside individually and say, right, that's it. This stops now.
You didn't do that. You didn't do anything about it. And you were the intimidator. That's the word, intimidating. Bullying, I could have nearly gone to.
I would disagree with that, Bill. I would disagree. The reason why is because in the briefs and in the team meetings we had, I went through the storyboard. I really need to get this done.
I'm saying that in your relationship with Sam, she was just a nuisance to you.
She was a nuisance.
Steve wasn't around.
She was a nuisance. She was an absolute.
And you were bullied.
She was a nuisance during the film.
You ignored her. Get away. Stop talking.
She was a nuisance.
And you ignored some very good ideas. That's my point. Tunnel vision, steamroller. I'm going to get this through one way or the other.
I didn't think I'd steamroll her, Bill. I was very conscious of getting this done. I was just very conscious of getting it done, getting the production done. And I didn't not say at the beginning that I just want to get this done and we will have time. I did say this, and Maria will back me up. We will have time for the creative shots. We will have time for more attention to detail on the products. And in the end, we hit the deadlines.
In reality, though, we actually didn't have time for the creative shots. We had 10 minutes. And only that Sam, in fairness, had insisted that she get the camera closer into the dongles and stuff, that in my opinion, that wouldn't have happened. So you kept saying we'll have time.
There's a drawing on the storyboard with the close-up. It's written underneath the storyboard. It's close-up, product in front of it. It's exactly the same shot.
Why would you do your close-ups later to set all your scenes back up again? You do your close-ups when the shot is set up and get it all done at once. It's a waste of time to go back again.
I was very conscious of the time. I've never done that before. And I wanted to get it done, and I knew we would have time.
Nobody'd ever done it before. That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
That's why you needed to listen.
Absolutely. If you came to me without going straight to the cameraman each time and straight to the monitor...
I didn't. I was beside you, and I was giving you things that I was giving you my input, but you just ignored me, and you kept running into shots. I kept saying, no, Steve, let's have a look at it. Let's set it up properly. Let's have a look at the monitor. No, you just wanted to get action done as quick as you could to get me off your back and to get rid of me.
The input that was being given, certainly before, was being dragged away from the actual concept itself.
Sorry, Steve, hold on a minute. The reason that you didn't win the task was because of this.
I
don't be turning your back on that or denying it.
I know that, Bill.
Why shouldn't I fire you?
You shouldn't fire me because I'm in this for the long haul, Bill.
Oh, we're all in it for the long haul. Why shouldn't I fire you with all these weaknesses that you've shown?
Because I don't feel as if I've shown these weaknesses in the other tasks, and I'm very disappointed in myself that it has come across this way during this task. I shouldn't be here.
You were bullying. That's what I said earlier on. And you denied it. Now Sam is eventually getting around to saying that that's what happened. Am I right?
Yes.
Intimidation.
Yes.
Bullying. And you put up with it.
I put up with it because as a mature adult, I can deal with 15 and 16-year-olds.
You're not dealing with 15 and 16-year-olds here, and that's the difficulty,
Bill, he was
Sam.
the director.
You're working with youngsters.
Boss.
These are adults. These are mature, and you have to treat them like that.
Yeah.
And you have to take responsibility for the consequences if you don't. Why shouldn't I fire you?
I feel I'm an all-round individual. I'm a team player. I also show leadership qualities, which yesterday I think I showed by tackling Steve, even though it was a very difficult situation. I feel that this is an absolute fantastic opportunity for me. The amount that I have learned in the last 5 tasks, I couldn't have learned in any university or any college or any school. And I feel I am the one that can take this the furthest because I am the real apprentice in terms of what I can learn and what I have to offer you.
It's all messed up. Everyone, I feel like you look firing the 3 years. Steve, bullying, intimidating, are not words I would have associated with you up to now. And don't be trying to block it out because the perception is reality, and the perception from everybody was that this wasn't nice. And having said that, you still left yourself hanging out to dry in all of this. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's something we can't have, Sam.
I know that, and that's something I will rectify.
If you get an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Maria, you're the project manager. You're the one that let this happen. And I don't think there's nothing else I can do but say, you're fired.
Thanks for the opportunity.
So, you're inexperienced, but you're miscreative. You come up with good ideas, and you've got to make sure that you can make them happen. And that's about persuasive communication, not getting under people's skin. Steve, it was your concept. You didn't let anyone else get in on it. You took it and you ran with it. You're both very lucky tonight. Both of you, and I hope you realise that.
We do.
So off you go, and I want to see better from you in the future. Yes. Okay? Off you go.
I was the PM. I dropped the ball. I should have stopped that conflict or resolved it, and I didn't. I didn't think I'd exit this quickly, and I have regrets that I didn't play the game maybe a little bit better. I stupidly didn't bring Breffny back into the boardroom. He did very little on this task. Shocked that I've made that mistake of not bringing him in. He definitely would have been fired over me.
I think if justice is done, Maria should waltz in that door.
Maria's been consistently strong in every task, in many aspects.
Five down, 8 to go. The search for Bill Cullen's apprentice continues. Next week on The Apprentice.
So now, I really want to mix things up.
Oh, God.
How do you feel you guys could market that?
100% much better than
packing a packet of poo.
Good friends are like pearls.
I like pearls.
Bad ones are like pigeons.
You'll have to oil me up before I get into this.
I wouldn't want to be letting you go out and negotiate for me. You're fired.